Aquarius, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will take you from the 12th to the 18th of February, and you've got a huge reading here, Aquarius, I have to say, and very, very exciting energy, to tell you the truth. I think you got 2 additional guidance cards, and I'm going to read them first, okay? Because I think they say quite a lot. You got the round and round card first, okay? And then you get the soulmates card. So, really, really interesting. First of all, the soulmates card is like the 2 of Cups. It's a relationship card. And you got the 6 of Cups with the Judgment card. So these 2 cards often represent reconciliation, blank slate, starting again. They represent second chances, wiping the karmic slate clean and beginning again. And you got the Fool card, which is the 0, okay? Because to really start again, everything needs to go back to the 0. Excuse me, I'm going to go and shut my door. Sorry, Aquarius. So we need to go back to the 0 so we can have that proper new beginning, okay? I think for some of you, there's definitely a relationship issue. Maybe some of you have felt that you've been going round and round and round in this karmic wheel. And this is about getting off it, which is a really, really complex scenario, okay? But I can't go into that in this reading. You can email me for any additional information and to try and start again, okay? Because the round and round in the soulmates card, you've got the 6 of Cups with the Judgment card. So these 2 cards are exactly what I've just said. This is about new beginnings. If it's not in a relationship, it's a new beginning within your own heart. That state of innocence, that state of joy. You know that heart, Aquarius, before all the hurt, before all the abandonment issues that all the rejections that cloud our beautiful hearts. This is about reconnecting with your joy and your happiness. So if this isn't in a relationship, it's just within your own being, okay? And you have to trust me. That's when love tends to show up anyhow. When we are vibrating at a much more purer essence, okay? So there could be a sense of reconnection with someone this week, but there might be a bit of waiting, okay? The 3 of Wands is the crowning card. The 3 of Wands has got so many meanings. It's a really big desire to expand your horizons, okay? He's looking out to sea. There's a bird. So there's all these new lands to explore. There's an alternative meaning, as most of you know, that you're waiting for the ship to come in, okay? So there might still be a sense of waiting, being in the unknown, because the moon is at the bottom of the card, and the moon is being a bit in the dark, okay? It just represents nighttime when you can't quite see what's coming next. But the desire there is for beautiful growth, beautiful expansion, but there might be a little bit of time of being in the mystery, because the moon card represents the great mystery, the great unknown, okay? But it's looking exceptionally good. Now, this sort of sense of being stuck in repetitive patterns shows itself also with the 5 of Swords, okay? And the 5 of Swords can mean going round and round and round. Like, you know when you're in a conflict with someone says something, you say it back. That's all karma is. Cause and effect. You do that, I do this back. And we get caught in this endless cycle that we cannot get out of it. The way out of it is the Judgment card, plus you've got the Star card and the Fool card, okay? So there's this feeling about being a bit stuck here. It might be in a relationship, something that's close to your heart. But the Page of Swords is next to it. So the Page of Swords brings news. He brings messages. So maybe if any of you are waiting, this is a message coming your way. Okay? Or yous who feel that you're stuck in some battle with someone. It's a state of mind about going round in circles and not being able to get off the wheel, okay? And that's all conflict is. And really, to be the bigger person, we need to find a way to step out of it and bring in the energy of the Judgment card so we can have that new beginning, because there's definitely a sense of being in the unknown, being in the dark and waiting for news. But I think the Page of Swords is going to bring news which leads to this feeling of triumph, of the Judgment card, of a whole new beginning starting, Aquarius. Okay, so for all my viewers, if any of you are waiting for this moment when things start to move in your favour, I think this week is a hugely important week. And just be careful of this Five of Swords energy, because we need to step up. If we want better vibrations in our life, we have to step up energetically and be that bigger person, okay? Because you then move to the Star card, which is faith. It's the Aquarius card. It's the card of intimacy, of transparency. She's naked, which means she doesn't have all these boundaries up protecting her heart. And when she's not got all these boundaries up, it's because she's trusting life. She's trusting in the flow of life. She's trusting in the good vibrations of life. And it's with the Fool card, which is going back to zero, okay? Because to get the scales balanced and to get away from this feeling about going round and round in circles and that Five of Swords, we need to get the scales back to zero, which is the Fool card, which means we're living in the here and now. We're not carrying all the hurts of the past anymore. And the reason that we're not carrying these hurts of the past anymore is because we've gone through the change process. We've grown up in a way. We've owned our side of an argument. We've stepped up and we're literally reclaiming our own personal power. Absolutely amazing cards to get here. Interestingly enough, though, you do go back into that protective mode. The Four of Discs is a card of self-protection. It might be that you're protecting your finances, but it's definitely a card of guarding your heart, which is really interesting, Aquarius, because there's huge breakthroughs here. I mean, huge, particularly on the relationship front, but it might represent in any way of your life. It could be financial, it could be around career, your dharma, your life path, anything. So you have this huge growth, but then for some reason on Sunday you go back into retreat again, and a desire to protect yourself and guard yourself. And I'm not sure why. This could just be the ebb and flow of life, okay? Because none of us can stay open all the time unless we're a huge spiritual master. We all go through fluctuations of energy. It's with the Justice card, which is about balance being restored. It's about what you've been waiting for beginning to manifest. It's about the scales coming back. It's about peace coming back to your soul, okay? Now with that Four of Discs, I am not saying guarding yourself is not a good thing. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we all need to protect our resources and not overspend. But I'm a little bit intrigued why you've got these three really powerful major arcanas about healing, going back to the zero, living in the here and now. And then you go into the Four of Discs energy. And I pulled you another card and the Two of Discs appeared. So these are really different energies. The Two of Discs is about letting go of one of these discs that they're holding on to. So it goes over the rainbow and it becomes a future investment, okay? This would be like paying for a college course, a new business, a new job. And maybe, Aquarius, you don't quite want to let go of the Four of Discs that you have earned already. I can understand that, okay? Because preserving our resources is healthy. But this is an interesting combination of cards because it's literally letting go of one of these pentacles that you're holding on to. Again, there's a lot of trust and faith in this card that this pentacle is going to land and sprout into a tree one day, because all the forests grow from one seed and he's having to let go in order for something to become something else one day, to grow into that new beginning and that new step. Huge reading, Aquarius. I think the central message is, for some of you, it's the soulmates card and getting off a repetitive cycle, okay? Either in a relationship or just within your own self, Aquarius, okay? That we get stuck in this mental looping. Someone has to win, someone has to lose. And that's all karmic patterns are, okay? And we have to learn to step in the middle of them and find a new energy. And it's generally about non-reaction, by the way, but I'm not going to go in too deeply to that because it's quite complex. But the Judgment card, the Six of Cups, the Star card and the Fool card are deeply, deeply cards about healing at a soul level so a new chapter can begin. And the Justice card is about that new chapter, but it might involve having to let go of one of these pentacles you're holding on to, which is absolutely fascinating, okay? Quite complex, Aquarius. You're my second sign, and the other sign got a hugely complex reading too. Loads of love, and I'll be back next week. Take care. Bye.